Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. But I'm probably sitting here talking to myself right now, to be honest with you, since YouTube don't like to give notifications. So, anyway, welcome to Trinity of Truth Saturday. How you two doing tonight? I heard somebody got a notification.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm shutting everything down. Got to stop all the beepers. Let me
No,
see.
I'm good. I've been working, and now pretty much that's gonna settle up right now, I guess, with obviously the state that we're in right now. So yeah, I think that after today, I'm just gonna kind of work on personal aspects. I'm probably gonna get out of the city that I'm in right now. I'm not feeling being in the city is the wisest thing at this moment. So I'm just going to kind of do that just so that I can actually work on manifesting some good things like we talked about and going that route because yeah, about 15 minutes, half an hour ago, whatever, I've been fighting the fight a little bit on the social medias and stuff. And I think I'm just going to shut that down. It's just, we each have to understand this journey personally. We have to understand what's true and what isn't true to ourselves and what we can do about it the best that we can. So I'm not really going to fight one way or the other over what's happening or even give too many opinions on it. I have my own personal opinions, but I'm going to keep that to myself and start to go in a more positive way, like we talked about actually before the show here.
Yeah, it's like on my Facebook, and I hate Facebook too. I mean, I'm on there more now than I ever have been in my life.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to post things like music and cool pictures and stuff like that. I have been posting some articles on black holes, but that's just for some reason that's in my reality right now. But other than that, I'm trying to stay positive and like we were talking, like he said before the show, there's enough of this negativity out there. And I know after the show last night, I got quite a bit of feedback. So people think I'm talking straight to them when I'm not. I'm just talking in general. I think this community, if anybody, needs to be bringing more positivity. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on from here on out. Mm-hmm. I hope you'll join me. I'm actually surprised we got 24 with us so far. I would like to know in the chat.
I just saw the notification come up, Brian, on my phone.
So it did. When did it come up? Just right now when it went live?
That was what you heard.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It shows when it goes live, and I even went down and you can check a box. When do you want it to show up live? 8 hours, whatever. And I checked, an hour before, and I don't know. But anyway, like I said, folks, just remember, most nights, especially now, I'll probably, except for Wednesdays, I'll probably be live every night at 10 Eastern. So
right on.
Go ahead and count on it.
Right on.
Cool. Anyway, how's Trina doing?
Trina's doing great. Trina's just watching the world go crazy and trying to stay positive and trying to dance and trying to sing and trying to just stay positive as much and best as I can. And it's working.
Oh yeah. It's like when Kent joined me earlier, I was listening to Dead and Company. They're doing live streams every Saturday night of like concerts from last year. So I was getting my groove on a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, that's the best medicine. It really, really is.
It is. I discovered somebody on Facebook. Thankfully, this guy named Edwin Orion Bailey or something like that. I don't know. I friended him today and I shared one of his videos, and he's like this Wolfgang Mozart, like crazy looking figure guy, like real soft spoken and things. I don't know, but amazing though. Amazing pianist, so go check this guy out. I mean, whoa. And that's what I'm saying. I love seeing all these people getting out and doing these free concerts and free little shows, things like that's awesome.
You know what I heard today, the first time in a very long time? I heard children playing out front, like playing tag and chasing each other and like screaming bloody murder, like you found me, That's it was awesome. Wonderful. I can't remember the last time I've heard that. So I am seeing a lot of fear, but on the other aspect, I am literally seeing a massive healing overcoming the entire planet. Did you
That's what
guys
I'm
see
saying.
what's
It's all
going
how we
on?
react.
Yeah, well, did you guys see what's going on in Venice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now, some of that's been blown up a little bit. The canals are clearing up, but there's not this mass influx. There was one dolphin videoed, and now people are saying that they're flooded. The canals are flooded. That's not true. There is a dolphin there, and it did clear up, but it's not like this big rush of wildlife is back.
Yeah, the pictures that came out today, it was quite amazing because they actually, I don't know if it was from today or not. There was actually a whale seen coming in to Venice, and that I don't think has ever been seen before. And they have swans in the canal, not tons, but they do. And they just discovered under those canals, there's artwork. They haven't
Oh,
been
I'm
able to
sure.
see this artwork in almost 60 to 100 years. So that is amazing because people didn't even remember that the canals literally have artwork in them. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, it's the
So,
same way in Amsterdam, those canals over there. I remember when I was over there, like those things are nasty too.
well,
But
I was in
they were
Venice and
pulling all
I
these
was,
bicycles out of the canal because that's the main mode of transportation over there is a bicycle.
Isn't it
yeah.
awesome there in Amsterdam with
Oh, I
all those
love it,
bicycles?
dude.
I loved that when I was there. Just
Well, you know, Venice,
such a great way to kind of get around. I mean, Amsterdam has beautiful parks and beautiful canals. It's
Awesome.
actually quite a beautiful city.
Yep.
yeah, Venice is that way too. When you get into Venice, everything is surrounded by water. So once you're in Venice, everything is walking or biking, or they ride those little scooters, But
Yep.
then
Yeah.
everything, when people go to work and stuff, they all have to use the boats. And that's gotta be what was making that water so
Oh,
nasty. But
absolutely.
wow,
What?
it cleared up fast. So they were singing on the balconies and now the water's cleared up. This is a vibrational thing, guys. Something is happening and we can really focus on that aspect or we can focus on the fear. I say focus on that. Today in Arizona, the clouds were so pretty and the sky was so blue. And I'm telling you guys, I've been in Phoenix my entire life. And I'm 50 this year in April. And I have never in my life seen the flowers, the daisies, like the mountains right now, they're all yellow in Arizona. It's the most beautiful thing. It's just green and yellow everywhere you see. I haven't seen this in a long time, if ever.
Yeah. I
This
got a
high.
bunch of Bradford pears here and they're all in bloom. They kind of looks like the dogwoods in a way, the white blooms. It's beautiful.
Oh, how pretty.
And like you said, the skies have been so blue. Now I have seen a streaker or two up there, but it's not like it has been by
They
any
hit us
means.
really hard yesterday, but today we don't have one. It has been just breathtaking. I'm like,
See,
wow.
you're still getting some of the international that's coming in. Most of the domestic has been frozen, but Phoenix being an international hub. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, let's see who we got with us real quick. I know I'm way behind, but oh well, bear with me. All right, it's gonna be speed dial. Sun Rabbit, Alex Fox, Scott Severini. Who else? Sunrise said BL, David Castle. Good to see us. Well, they've been talking for a minute. There's Miss Mary Williams. How you doing?
Mary.
Julianne Payne.
Hi, Julianne.
Shauna D. Tony Cherie. Good to see you. Bum, 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 bum. Think Agape Love, Always and Forever. Candy Apple. Pure Love Ascension. Rebecca Galactinoff. She's been doing a lot of singing on YouTube as well. Like, I'm saying, I love that creativity. So go check that out, folks. Lost in Space. Teresa D'Antone. Good to see you. Sherry Large. Morning Dew. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Man, I'd like to get you back on here. Email me because I'll forget about it. Look, honestly.
Actually, yeah, I was supposed to actually meet up with Mike today. I literally just got home from work, so.
Oh, really? Man, Mike's a good one. Yeah, and y'all go check him out. Morning Dew over. He does a lot of good weather videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's Miss Debbie Bell and Julitica. There's Trina Phoenix. Crystal MacArthur. She's here. She ain't working tonight.
Yay.
and anybody that shared this video, you know, tonight, like I said, where I'm having trouble, thank you so much for all y'all that share all this. Like I said, this is the family, so thank you for keeping it going.
Yeah, we
Bree
want our soul
Cozy,
tribe.
huh?
I said we want our soul tribe here.
Absolutely. That's all I care about, really. Other than that, it's all gravy.
Yeah.
Deborah Trudeau, good to see you. Robin Hill, T-Cat. Shoot, I'm going to get through it. Chicka, chicka, chicka.
Robert V.
Robert V's here. Good to see you, Robert.
Yeah, thank you for donating too. You're a
Absolutely.
rock star.
And also, Kent made a donation, $40. And iStation Ed donated $40. So thank you, everyone. Lord, we're set. Good to go. And like I said, and actually, I'm going to donate some more money to that girl that's running that hot dog cart too, because I mean,
I completely forgot I did that.
Hey, maybe that was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, that was like a week ago or something. I forgot about that.
There's Scotty boy, Sherry Large, Twilight Miss. Welcome back. One of these days I'm gonna get her on here, man. She's got a good mind too. I need to subscribe to her while she's in here. I'm trying to subscribe to everybody that does actually put out content and stuff like that. So if you do and I'm not subscribed to you, please send me an email or something with your link. There's Jules M. Welcome.
Lori.
Golly, come on, get through it. I waited way too long. Helen Skygazer, what's going on from London? Good to see you. Matt Mosteller, good to see you. Jana Armstrong, what's going on? Lolo in Lakesh Alakin Chavez, good to see you.
All right, Lori.
We're caught up.
We got Sun Rabbit. Hi, Sun
Rabbit. All right. Party at the Moon Tower.
I actually had kind of some different people contact me this week. Some of them frantic, some of them not frantic, but one of them actually really sparked a really interesting realization within myself as we look at the universe as everything's happening separate but together, like a multiverse. And it sparked memories actually of what I wouldn't even call past lives. I would call them other incarnations. But the interesting point here being is that not always as a human in today's standards, but a lot of these shows that are being utilized within this system, I feel are actually of our past, future, multidimensional lives. In this portion of what I would call, I'm not even going to get into the dynamics of where my brain's at, but let me just say that some of these movies that are made out of superheroes and giants and this and that, they're talking about us in other incarnations.
Yep.
We're actually being used against ourselves in a lot of what goes on. And actually, if you really wanted to know the battle of the coronavirus, I realize it's real in an aspect and it's artificial in an aspect. I'll go with that. But
you know what I see? I see multi-layered. I see it's a spiritual attack, it's a physical attack, and it's also a physical to show you how powerful you are, and it's also you can overcome by your imagination. It's like it's got 4 sides to it, and it can go 4 different ways, but all of it depends on what you believe.
So which aspects will you embrace?
Oh, I'm going for the imagination and manifesting miracles because I know it. I've seen it before. So I'm like, why not?
Oh, there's Brian Parker. He's going to be joining me tomorrow night.
Right on. I haven't seen Brian Parker in a while. Every once in a while, I catch his stuff. I mean, I know he's a wise individual out there. He sees things the way they should be seen.
Yep.
So
I'm just gonna let him have free range of topics, so there's no certain set for tomorrow night. Usually he can take us in many different directions, and they're all pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then of
Mhm.
course Monday night is Higher Minds Monday, so
Love it. Love
probably won't do a show Tuesday.
it. Yeah, it's just like the higher mind stuff. That's where we got to go.
Yep.
We got to go there.
You know, I guess it came out at the perfect time. You know, it kind of took me a couple of weeks to get that going, but perfect timing. You know, what else are we gonna do? And you know, I'm glad you brought that up, because after you know what I was talking about last night about people, you know, actually walking the walk. You
Mhm.
know, for some of y'all that sent me those emails and things and thinking I was talking to you, maybe you need to go back and look over those first 10 chapters again. Might bring a little bit of clarity.
Mhm.
Because I actually went back and perused through it again too, just to make sure to prove this point. But go back and check out those first 10 chapters. You know, I know it's a little hard when, you know, especially if people haven't read the book and they're communicating in chat, you're not really absorbing that information. So I suggest you read it on your own anyway.
Yeah. What I like to do too is listen to it again after the show's done, because it is fun to be in chat and it's fun
Yeah.
to talk to people. But yeah, like I get sucked in sometimes too. Like if I disappear in chat, that's why I'm like sucked into when Wayne's reading or when Brian's reading. I'm like, I get sucked into the reading sometimes too, which is good, you know, because
Yeah.
you're paying attention. But yeah, I think it's good to listen to it when everybody's not in chat later, because then you can just focus and hear Brian's words and listen to what he's really saying. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm actually looking forward to doing the telepathy training, because, you know,
Yeah.
it's not going to be done over YouTube. It's actually going to be a Zoom room I'm going to set up. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, because it's going to be constant interaction between us all.
Yes.
It'll be like us sitting there having a conversation, and that's going to be
That'll
cool.
be fun.
Yeah, that does sound good.
So,
And you know, the one thing that is really vital right now, and this was pressed upon me by people in the universe, is that no matter what is happening at any time, whether it's this time or any other time, we have to be present in
Mhm.
what we manifest. We have to be present in
Mm.
what we actually want to see, because we can get caught in that loop of it's like a loop of negativity. You can even be the best guy in it and have the best intentions. It's kind of like, you know, the road to hell was paved with good intentions type of thing. So sometimes we have to stop and get clear of it and just stick to what we want to see. I mean, if we want to see, you know, people like I call the children of source, if we want to see the animals, if we want to see, you know, nature come together, I mean, maybe this is part of the process, you know? So, but it doesn't mean you should be blind to the means of beings or ones that may not have the best intentions of others either. You do have to be smart, because it's a process. It's like you can't just say, I want a beautiful flower, I want a beautiful flower, if you're not prepared to go, you know, put this dirt and plant the seed. You know, you won't see the fruit. So there is still a journey to be gone through. But yes, the manifestation of what we actually want to see is so vitally important. And, you know, myself, I've got away from that. It's very easy to get trapped into, you know, when you see something negative, or, you know, that you just become reactive. Key is not always to be reactive. We need to be proactive.
bingo. Well said.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was trying to keep up with chat here.
I was getting lost in it too.
I was trying to send Robert V another copy of the Higher Minds before I forget, because otherwise, like I said, if I don't do it right then, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And to Mike, if you're out there watching, yeah, maybe tomorrow for sure. Let's meet up for a coffee. Mike and I are in the same city. My day, I ended up having to do 2 home inspections with my boy today. And
Oh, you're actually in the same city?
yeah, like we literally live 10 minutes apart. I just found out.
God, y'all got to get together, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, yeah, for sure we'll get together and
Let's do a stream.
Sure. Yeah, actually, Mike messaged that to me today. So, and he was even talking about maybe for tonight. I literally got in here right before this, but yeah, no, let's get together and do a live stream. Sure, the three of us can do a live stream. Or
I love my Canadians. I really do. Like,
well,
you know
yeah,
what I love about the
we're really
Canadians?
cool, eh?
Well, I mean, honestly, like it's just that laid back attitude that most Canadians have. I adore that because, you know, most Americans are like, and y'all are just like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
I
Oh,
have a
trust
big,
me,
I
there's
have a
some
big
not so
family.
laid back here in Canada too. It's not.
I have a big family, Kent, and we have one family member who's from Canadian, and he literally is the most chilled, laid back person of my whole family, except for me. We're both kind of spicy.
Everyone I've met, I'm telling you, I just love them to death.
Yeah, he's super cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. The only
yeah,
thing
one of
I
my
hate
favorites.
for you is our prime minister. The prime minister, you know, I was thinking. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, every country's got a turd at the top, so it don't matter anyway.
Absolutely, you know. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think we got a potential to see some beautiful things come along if we can focus on it right, not let the fear drive us into a reality that we don't want to see. If we can stay focused on what we want to see and, you know, maybe look at all this stuff like things are shutting down and things are getting us anchored. Maybe because that's the only way that they could stop the movement and stop the bad guys from running around, you know? So maybe this is a good thing, you know, try to see it from a different window and really focus on maybe seeing that this turn around to be a good benefit for humanity instead of harmful.
Yeah, I mean,
like
no
I said, I
matter
think it's
what's
all how we
happening, it's still our responsibility. We're here for the changes. And you know what the difference is right now? The whole world's being drawn into our world. Because I've been going against these guys in humps and bumps and had demons come try to murder me more times than I can count. They steal my bank accounts. They do this, they do that. Oh my God, it's this. I've had deathly viruses put on me. When I was in Italy the last time, calling this whole thing down, calling down and actually having a spiritual warfare, I got hit with some sort of bioweapon that was like off the hook. It'll probably make coronavirus look like, you know, like having a chocolate mint.
Make it look like the common cold.
Yeah, like this is what we're in, people. We have to overcome. We have to overcome. If you're worried about your family, put protection on them. Be the spiritual warrior. Step up to the head, you know, be the head. I see a lot of us right now. No, I wasn't going to go here, but I'm just saying, you know, it doesn't matter. Even if you're on the cross, hung upside down with your nails, you know, this is an incarnation and it is our responsibility to do it without fear. No matter what that takes, we have to overcome fear. So look at this as a challenge. We're overcoming fear. Do you think that the cabal and them actually like you? Do you think they love you? They're your friends. They're going to look after you. They're going to give you a back rub. Nope.
It's just like the 9/11 thing. You know, that was meant to create the United States to get very angry and completely turn against Saudi Arabia and all that with, you know, all the hate. And that was what they were banking on. And yeah, they did put all the security stuff in place and all that with that event. But the biggest thing that surprised them even back then was instead of us resorting to anger and violent retaliation, the first charge that we collectively registered, because apparently they like to measure these things, was compassion. So that's when we tipped the scale as a humanity, was on that day.
That's why I'm saying it's up to us now.
Yeah. When that horrible event happened and they expect us to react in hate and war and all these feelings that they wanted to feed off of, we literally flipped it and we felt compassion. And that compassion like destroyed the bubble that they were hoping for. So, that's the power that we have. We can control what we feel. We can control what we think, and we can control what we imagine. So with those things in effect, we can really start to focus intently on seeing a positive outcome for us as a humanity. And if we do that hard enough, it will have no option other than to manifest. It'll have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick
That's-
Yorkin says much of what we are seeing was heavily warned about. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Like I said, ever since the inception of this new channel, we've been trying to warn people for a while. And but I will say, I was talking to somebody today, like, we felt for a while that something big was coming. Like I said, we've been trying to prepare people. But I tell you what, even this kind of, caught me by surprise how quick the wheels started turning, as far as like one day everything's gravy, the next day, the stores are empty. It was like I said, but I've been saying it's going to happen overnight. You're going to walk in the grocery stores and they're going to be empty. What happened?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's always a way through all of these things,
Yeah.
We have a lot of
How is
spiritual.
the grocery stores around for everybody around in Phoenix? They're starting to balance out.
Yeah. And don't hoard.
It will. I mean, it
Don't
will. I
hoard.
mean, Lord, you can only hoard so much.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
don't live in fear. Try to just
They're all coming.
understand the principle that source creation will always provide. You just have to kind of do your journey, and everything will fall into place. Like there's no running out of resources. And something, if it happens to us and we have to make an adjustment on even a more extreme scale, well, then that's our journey. So we do have to let go of this system. And I even found myself in this conundrum where all of a sudden I'm fighting against the system falling apart. But then it's like, I need the system to fall apart. We all need the system to fall apart.
That's part of what we desire. If for what we desire, it has to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing I can see. So it's like, I know everybody's scared and this is like a big deal, but it's like, I really think that, it's like, oh, ye of little faith. It's like,
Yeah.
we've all been wanting this for a long time because we saw things getting
Careful what
kind
you
of
wish
bad,
for.
So we've been kind of projecting that we wanted to see these things come, and they're here now, and we're going to go through a transition. But we will be determining the outcome by what we think about. So we cannot let their programs dictate our vision of our future.
Mm-hmm.
John Armstrong says, is anyone in an actual mandatory shelter in place? As far as I know, I mean, but who knows? Illinois, New York, Washington, and California are on lockdown. I think 2 other states were going on lockdown as far as for mandatory quarantine, unless it's for emergency purposes or for extreme air, like if you have to have something. So it's not like 100% lockdown yet, but I'm telling you what, I'm seeing them like in some of these bigger cities, they're pulling people over for driving on the road because ain't nobody else on the roads, and they pulling them over to see what they're doing out. So it's not like you're just going to have an easy trip to the store.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm seeing a lot of people talk to KTM. I don't know what's going on, but they're talking about provisions and stuff. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm hearing a lot of rumors after today that there's going to be more cities. Like I said, I don't want to spread no fear, but all I want to say on that part is you need to at least have 2 weeks. Desirably, you need to have a month of provisions for anything, just anything.
Yeah. And I do think they're going to do this. And, I've seen some people starting some cool stuff on Facebook in Arizona. They just started a thing called, I think the Facebook page is called Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So, and what it is, it's a forum that they put together so people could get together in communities and develop their own little Facebook pages. Like it'll be on the main forum to contact this person in your area and to get into their Facebook group. And it's a Neighbors Helping Neighbors program. And what it is, it'll be like a bartering system. So like somebody needs a couple eggs and somebody's got plenty of eggs but they really need toilet paper, but you've got toilet paper. It's so everybody can start exchanging things to help each other get through this lockdown. So everybody has what they need, if it's possible within the community of where they can walk to each other just to trade these items with one another.
Well, see,
So I
that's
thought
like,
that was brilliant.
and I'm telling you, folks, and you know, I talked to my aunt today. I've got several members in my family that work in the medical, you know, like doctors and things like that. And my aunt works in Asheville, North Carolina, and somebody she was talking to, like, anyway, they're go ahead and certifying them as like disease specialists, so they will be able to move around the city in the coming weeks, because obviously everybody else will not be able to.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
there's going to be somewhat of a lockdown, folks, whether it's hardcore or not. But like I said, just be prepared and take advantage of it.
But think
Enjoy some
about
time
it.
with family.
And I would focus on seeing this lockdown as a covert operation to drain the swamp. Literally focus on that. That could
That's
be a
what you
good
should
thing.
focus on.
So let's just focus on that.
Yeah.
That miraculously, somehow, this is going to get everything cleaned up. You know, that's what you do when you manifest. You don't want to focus on details, because if you put the details in it, the devil's in the details, that'll screw you up every time.
Yeah.
Broad, generalized idea. That's all you do, is you focus on what you want to see, but you don't focus on the details of it. You leave that to creation, because your soul and your higher self knows much more than you do. So don't put limitations on manifestation. I've seen a lot of people get stumbled up with that because they limit their own manifestation, because what you're manifesting might be in the right alignment, but your spirit actually has a much bigger plan for you. So don't ever put limitations on manifestation. Just focus on the outcomes that you want to see.
See, that's why I'm trying to draw everybody's attention away from this.
Yes,
from that subject.
we have to. We have to be the antivirus, and that is conscious. That's consciousness. It's what we are feeling about, we're going to bring about. So while everybody else is sitting in fear, we have to go into our little God bubbles and be like, nope, 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 not my reality, and dance in your happy dance, because that cancels out 30,000 people who are in fear. Just you on your own, projecting that bubble of optimism, joy, dancing, whatever you're doing, just to be like, nope, not my reality. I'm going to create my own reality, and I'm going to see things, you know, working out really well. And I know it's going to be a transition. We're going to have to be a little patient. We're going to have to learn to, you know, just chill. It's going to be all right. But that's how it's done, and that's how we win. And literally, it's becoming the antivirus, because you're not following the program of fear. You're not going and joining the collective roller coaster of, oh my God, you know?
You know what's funny? I mean, really right now, that where I'm a hermit, this ain't really affecting my reality at all anyway, because I'm never around anybody anyway.
That's neat.
Actually, and that's the thing I might do, is take advantage of this and go hermitize somewhere, you know. So.
Well, remember, I even told you, Trina, I was like, you know, I'm totally fine until I get emails or texts or something from somebody, and then I get wound up. I was like, other than that, I don't even think about it.
Yeah, and you know, there's so much information coming out now about this virus, which is, thank God, because you know, the more they know about it, the more you hear what's working, what's not working. Boy, they're just saying this thing don't like heat. You don't start feeling good, just start drinking the hot water every 20 minutes, hot tea, hot coffee, whatever. Keep the temperature up. You'll be fine.
Yep.
Literally. This is only a cold, guys, but I really do. I see an energetic thing. I see that this thing might be energetically going to hurt a lot of people that had the intentions to hurt people. Because I keep seeing their own medicine's going to start turning backwards on them now. So.
Well, and that was one thing I was going to say as part of, we manifest the outcome that we want to see, but we know that, if whatever you want to call the cabal and this works mostly on black magic, right? So if you can also manifest, if you want to work directly against it, work at breaking their black magic spells. Like, okay, just picture this. If the black magic spell fell, that basically falls upon the military and those that have to enforce the man law or the emperor law or whatever you want to call it. If this black magic spell falls apart off of them, like the mind control aspect of it is gone, and you have a mass awakening of certain aspects of control that come against and maintain this structure, it will fall apart. You see, this is the problem that we're all probably doing. I'm guilty of it, not always, but I'm guilty of it lately, that we stick with our plan, that your plan. Stick with what your heart tells you to do. If source or universe or conscience or whatever guides you into a certain thing, even if it sounds strange, like, shit, I can't take that on. I can't, how am I going to overcome that? Like, how am I going to knock the black magic spell that is used on militaries all around the world? That's too big. But it's not too big because everything is the same. It's macro and it's micro. It's just how, if we fall into fear, we promote the fear, even if our intentions are good, so it's kind of like that whole principle of take every thought captive, it kind of reminds me of that, we need to take the thoughts captive, feel it in our heart, utilize what is coming to us naturally, and go with it. And don't worry that you're not strong enough or they're too powerful. No, it's not the truth. It's only the truth because we believe it to be the truth. And if you no longer believe in the lie and be part of the lie, then you can manifest a new truth. So everybody should really be focusing on this right now. And don't just think like this. Don't just think like, oh, protect me. No. What is coming against you? And what would you like to see? These are things that we can actually have weight when we manifest them.
And it's not just what you speak and put out there. It's literally every thought.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Because your
we're
thoughts,
telepathic, so a thought is a speech.
Yeah, we're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it also, it's, because thoughts are associated with a frequency, and frequencies are what we are emanating because we vibrate to create the reality. Everything's just energy locked into a specific vibrational pattern. So that's like, be the frequency you want to receive. That's the key. It really is. You have to become that what you want to see in the reality, because you have to become a vibrational match, because that's how the universe works, manifesting matter. It's about vibration. So you have to literally match that vibration, because then that vibration emanates out of the Torah, your heart, the heart chakra. It emanates out of the field as the electromagnetic code or frequency or signal or message or word, and that goes out to the universe, and the universe goes and brings back the match. So this is how we are creating our reality. It's based upon what we're feeling, almost even more than what we're thinking, because we can all have a different association to like one word, which is love. Like love can create different emotional responses within different people. So like I said, it goes to the direct essence of what's going on and how do you feel, because what you feel about is really what you're manifesting or what you're bringing about into the universe, and then it's going to come back to you ×3, because that's the law of cause and effect.
Rick Yorkin says, what if there was always vibration, no creation, just is? I said that a long time ago, Rick, that, people are always asking, if God made everything, then who made God?
Right.
It just is. There was no creation. There is no ending. There is no beginning. It just is.
That's why they say, like, truly God could never have a name, because there would be nothing to name it.
Yeah.
It always was, is, always will be, and it was before form. So it's from the formless producing form. And to me,
Yeah.
that's the perfect explanation of the father and the mother concept, because the father would be the invisible part of creation, and the mother would be the manifest, the womb of creation. So all would be creating through the feminine, because the father part would be the before form part, or the invisible part.
Oh, somebody reminded me of that movie was The Beyond.
Oh yeah, that's what it was called, The Beyond. That
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it again. If y'all haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it.
Very,
Think of us
very,
manifesting this.
yes.
Yep.
This is what we're doing. Guys, I've seen this so many times. The Lord showed me we were going to go through a division, and this was going to be a cellular division, and it was going to break apart the two earths, and we would be going into different timelines and different realities based upon your vibration, based upon what you think and feel. So we're all going to be traveling together because we're in a like-minded resonance. But I think there's definitely going to be this division, but they showed me that when it happened, we wouldn't know it happened. We wouldn't know, because it wouldn't be something that would be seen in the physical world in a fast way. It would be over time. And they showed me that within this time, this would be when the falling of away of what was not in your reality would start to disappear. So for us, we're trying to get into the good vibrations, the more fair, the more loving, the more humane, and more earth friendly construct,
Mm.
out of the pollution, the old ways, coming into new ideas, new creation, more earth friendly, conscious evolution as a human species. So we're pushing forward for that agenda. So if this, what I saw was true through this division process, there's going to be a falling away of a lot of energy. And for us, it would be embracing the higher, more positive energies. So the dark energies would start to fall away. They showed me that when this falling away would happen, it would be like watching a lot of death and stuff. But that would be the removal of the things that were not supposed to be left in your reality once this transition was through.
So I wonder if that would explain a little bit like these NPCs, the non-player characters. So like after
Yes.
the new world and we merge off, I guess the ones that merge this way would be NPCs in this reality. Would that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. And it's like, it's going to be like it's going to be a vibrational match. You're going to go to the reality of your vibration.
I'm
So
taking
that's what a lot of this,
higher.
yeah, that's what all this ascension 5D earth stuff is. This is literally what I saw. And then after we go through this transition, which potentially could be darkness, might be.
I'm not even going to open that can of worms.
Well, then but then
No,
when we
I'm
come
just
out on
thinking
the
about
other
something
side,
I saw.
yeah, when we
I don't
come out
want
the other side, it'll be good. It'll be good, guys, and we'll rebuild and we'll see what we want to see. But it's going to be a process. So just hold on and have faith and project on seeing this new world that we so desperately want to create together. Because we can.
Absolutely.
We can. I know it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and man, a big part of it is having you know, it, the strength to walk your way.
Yeah.
Just if you see something and know something, that's great. We can put it out there, but I'm starting to learn that it's like the harping on it. It's like, oh, what's the principle? Like you do it if you want to manifest on something, you manifest it and then you know it. So we're caught in this cyclical loop, especially you see it a lot right now. It should be pretty aware to us all with this corona thing and all this stuff going around, that many of us are getting caught in perpetual loops. Whereas I don't know if, for anyone knowing what I mean, like if you're going to take on, say, healing or spiritual warfare or anything like that, when you're really flowing in natural energy, you do and it is. You do and it is. You think and it is. And if it isn't, you have to understand that sometimes the plan has been put into action. Just because you don't see the result in like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 years sometimes, or whatever it may be, does not mean the plan has not been put into action. So, you know, we have to stay crystal clear here right now. This is not where we want to freak out. You know, this isn't even where we want to get mad at people that just some things are darn right stupid right now. I mean, yeah, I understand. Like it can be frustrating, but it's like we need to stay clear, and you need to stay clear. And when you have a truth within you, stay clear within it, and then know that you have it. So then you can manifest with that. And you know, so I think a little bit what we're trying to do right now is to try to talk every single other being into our own personal realities, as instead of allowing other beings to learn, you know, and grow at whatever they're growing and learning within. So
right. Mary Wynn says they're supposedly going cashless in Cali on Tuesday. To be honest with you, I've already seen stores around here that aren't accepting cash. They're taking debit only. So, you know, that might be something that's going to be happening as well. Like I said, I think this is about the economy anyway.
This might be happening too, because there is talk about, you know, the dollar might collapse through this economic thing. And that would kind of make sense. And if it does, that means they're going to be, you know, because like I said, we can see this and we can project the reality that a lot of the dark ones wanted to with the whole digital microchip, la, 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 la. Or we can go into the projected reality that this is going to return us back to the constitutional standards. We're going to return back to a gold-backed system. It's going to take back all the assets of the private companies that stole the entire assets of the world and redistribute them back to the people and back to the planet. So you can project anything you want. So I would project that if the money goes away, it's only because we're going to get a new one without all the dark, satanic, demonic sigils.
Oh, it'll be going back to a gold standard. You know, it's
yeah,
funny.
and see it not having the dark symbols on it. See it having symbols of holy, light, a prosperity, a humanity. See it changing even through the symbology to where it's a more positive aspect. And we see it now as value of love and energy, and not as a control factor. You know, we can turn all this around, but we have to break our belief systems, because we've only seen it done one way, guys. That's how they got us locked into seeing it that way, because we've never seen it a different way. We need to see it a different way.
yeah.
Remember what I said last week? Go ahead and withdraw your money. That way you can use it to wipe your ass if you ain't got toilet paper.
Yeah. It just might be that way, because if they're good, they might change it out. But this is the thing I see. They're not going to, like, if you have money, they're not going to take your money away. They're going to replace it with this new thing. And, you know, I really do see a lot of people, they really had a strong pushback with the whole, you know, the whole mark of the beast thing. So, you know, maybe that energy truly did already win. So we could focus on that and seeing that what's coming now is going to actually be the greatest gift we've ever received. And it's not going to be about controlling us and taking over our soul. It's going to be about supporting and creating a new, better world for humanity. We've got to see these things.
Yep.
To make them real.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we got to see it to make it real. So we have to think of different ways that this could be actually working for our benefit, you know? So when you hear something bad's coming, say, oh, they're getting ready to round up this bad, dark part of the world. You know, there's reports that the bad guys are getting taken into custody. Now, whether or not that's true,
Well,
I
you
don't
know what? You remember I said when that Tom Hanks thing came out, I was like, is that a alert to the rest of
I
it?
think you're right, Brian. I think you're right. That's why I was doing a happy dance. I was like, woo, woo, this might
I mean,
be.
because he is one of the most prominent figures out there.
Yes. Yes. And they talk in code like that. So I really do think, you know,
That was the bat signal.
This might be a signal that the white hats have literally gone into action.
Right.
Like I
If
said,
they
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so lost on the whole Q white hat and all these things that
Yeah,
somehow I've
you
just
gotta
let
learn
this
about
all
the
slid
ascended
right past my.
masters.
I've
Yeah,
never
there's
brought it into my reality. I mean, if there is, well, I know that there is good.
yeah,
here
there is good.
down.
Yes.
But what I'm
there is.
saying here is we got to stop looking at the faces. It's not the faces of the leaders. I've been in communication with different spiritual beings and aspects that are here to do this. And
Yes.
as we are within these body suits, but
Yes.
I don't know if they I don't know. It's just not attached to the upper levels of government right now. But if it's in different places, it's in different places. And the only way that that can actually happen, because yes, the non-player character thing is a reality. Seen it with my own eyes multiple times. I've also seen, because, and also some of the darker spiritual forces utilize bodies, as weird as this sounds, almost like invasion of the body snatchers to enforce this, but it also can go the other way. So that is the only thing that we would actually truly be seeing if they were being taken down right now. It would be power stripped away, because I've seen dark forces manifest into non-player characters, and I've also seen light forces
They can't.
do the same.
Guess who just resigned from the Federal Reserve this week?
Some jackass.
Lord Rothschild.
Well, that's a jackass. So yeah,
It's a good sign. That's what I'm telling you.
Exactly.
People need to pay attention to what's really going on. This might be an actual blessing. This really might be a blessing. Things are happening.
I mean, and we're part of it. Each and
Yeah.
every person watching this better know that. Better pick ourselves up by our seat of our pants.
It's not just us.
Yeah.
There's
all I can say is
people-
burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, there's people that have been working on this for 25 years. They've been putting legislation in, they've been writing laws, they've been doing things. And when, I hate to say it, but because I don't like the politic thing, but when I did see this, to me was a signal. When I saw Trump bring in the crimes against humanity law, I was like, you finally found a way to bypass the legal protection of these people. And this is the key to do it. And this is what they're utilizing. So this to me is a clear sign that something's changing. And this definitely looks like it's going in the favor of people.
Right.
So,
Well, and we're taking a North American perspective a lot of times in what we're talking about, if we were to take it as a worldly aspect too, and multiple, understand that maybe some of the forces are also coming from other places, and there's, just as there's spiritual protectors and children and guides within this group, within this room, there also are multiple others, and some of them aren't even communicating with us right now because we don't even have the same language. So this is global. This is actually, no, this isn't just global. This is universal. This is beyond universal.
This is
this
cosmic.
battle that's
This
taking
is cosmic.
place right
I see this multidimensionally happening on multi-dimensions.
Absolutely, it's multi-dimensional.
And we're going through the same kind of battle in all the different dimensions right now. This is what I'm seeing happening. And there's battling going on, but this feels like this is going into the blue ship. If we've been in the red shift for a while, I think we're jumping over to the blue shift.
The sun is blue now.
I know, that's a signal. That's one of the signs that I was looking for. I was looking for legislation that would bring down the global, because they're protected. So that legislation that Trump did, that was a big, like, holy moly, this is a potential. So I saw that. I seen the sun change, and now we've got all this plasma stuff coming in and all this planetary stuff. This is all part of this transition, guys. This is all supposed to be coming in. And some people are going to experience RFID chipping, a dark world, a dark system, third dimensional, fear based. You're going to go where you flow.
Yep.
And then all the rest of us, we're going to be entering into the 5D, into the higher reality, into the rebuilding of a planet and the healing of Gaia, the healing of Earth. And
I got
we're
a
gonna
quick
be part of
question from chat. Sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
but I don't want to get too far behind. But can you ask about implants rejecting from 5G? That's from Big L. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people who are having that. Actually, my sister is having that problem, but I don't know if it is from 5G.
What kind of
but it
implant?
makes sense. Dental implants, I think, is what he's talking about.
Oh, okay, I didn't
But
know.
I could be wrong. Clarify if I'm wrong, Al. Let me know. Yeah, but
Yeah, see, I don't have a clue. I've not heard. I mean,
no,
what
I've
surprised
seen
me.
it
I mean,
before.
anything that 5G. I mean, and you know, I know a lot of people are saying that this is one thing so they can put it all in schools. Right? And that's crap because they can put that shit in schools any day of the week. I mean, there's something else bigger than them just putting 5G in schools. But they are putting in a lot of new hardware. I'll tell you that, things that we haven't seen before. So
Yeah.
My conscience has told me, you know, one of the aspects that I would say is a little bit darker right now about the quarantine to inside the home, and why actually this upcoming week I'm leaving for a bit. I will spend some of my quarantine out in nature. I'm sorry to offend anyone that thinks I'm
I
doing
think that's awesome.
No, I think it's the
But
best thing that you could do. I
Yeah.
literally
there's some
get out
there's
of the frequency of the fear. When people see
yes,
tanks in front of their freaking driveways, they're gonna be freaked out. Get out
sure.
if you can. If you have somewhere to go and get away from a lot of people, do that. Do that for your emotional state. You won't be
Yep.
having to process and calm down and battle all the fear that's gonna be around you. Now, for me, I've been contemplating both. I see this might be happening in waves here. So this is going to be wave one. We're not on secured down yet, but I think it's coming Monday morning for us. So I think I have about 24 hours. I think it's my job to stay and to anchor my joy and cancel out all the fear around me. Again, be a tower and anchor your joy into this earth and say, I am stronger than the fear.
So what's your plan, Ken?
Well, you know, one thing that I feel is a little bit dark about what's going on is we've been getting chemtrailed, right? And a lot of chemtrailing, you don't see the sky. And now we're being forced inside within the cities to stay within inside, but there's not a lot of chemtrailing going on right now. It's almost like something has shifted in the what I would call the interdimensional battle. And there's something that we could see within the skies coming up right now. And I'm not talking about fear in the skies. I'm actually talking about something good. Maybe a piercing of the veil that we can see with this limited vision that we have within this incarnation or something like that. So, you know, if some people can keep keep their eyes a little bit to the sky or outside there, because it seems like we're being locked away from that. And I'm just wondering what is happening. Like, it was quite a profound image that I saw, and I think I sent it to you, Brian, or I don't know if I put it on, or maybe you sent it to me. I can't remember. I don't keep up with this stuff. But of that sun split with
Yeah, that was me.
with the energy
Yep.
around it. And if anybody here has practiced any sort of deeper communication methods, you know, whatever they can be, I've spoken with the sun before, and this sun is good. This sun is partially actually being trapped within the cabal system too, from being more effective in bringing the energy that I know that the sun is more of a male energy in this whenever I have contacted. So it's like there's something going on there. That's what I mean. This is a bigger multi-universal,
You
multi-dimensional
know how I'm
thing
seeing
going
the
on.
sun and what's going on with the sun, Ken? What I'm seeing is you're right. The sun is our greatest source of information in this construct. I literally see it as it's as literally, it's like it is father, it is masculine in its energy. Literally, it's like, you know how you get an inspiration, a new idea, it just comes into you, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like the downloads. That's father energy coming from the sun, and you're catching it through the photonic, and you're bringing it in through your body, which is the mother, because the mother is the manifest part. So
Yeah.
these two working together. But I've seen this, that like the information you're going to receive from the sun is going to be based upon your feeling center. So what are you focusing on? Because that's the information that you're going to pull from that solar construct. Because think about it, your gut is your solar plexus complex, right? That's your solar plexus. So that is where you're getting your information from the sun, is through the gut, and that's through primarily what you're feeling. So that's why I said that the information from the sun is going to come at you according to what you can perceive, and what you're going to perceive and receive is based upon the harmony that's happening within the solar plexus. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I just keep hearing, just keep telling them, it's what you feel, it's what you feel, it's what you feel. So you got to feel good. Even if it doesn't match the reality, overcome, feel good. It's, you got to battle it. That's why I'm saying we become the antivirus by holding these frequencies and anchoring this energy into this reality, because we cancel out so much darkness when we do this, guys. They're
Jen, go ahead and give us a final thought too, Trina, and then I'm gonna let Kent have the last word.
Okay, that's pretty much my final thought, is be the frequency you want to receive, because we cancel out like 30,000 people in fear when we can shift and be the light and be the love and be the hope and be the joy and be the optimism and communicate to the sun. Bring that information in that will make us strong, healthy, and whole. Don't feed the fear, be the joy, and we will light up this world, guys.
Absolutely. And if you're not, if you're free Monday night, I might get you to come join me, because like I said, I want to start incorporating more of the feminine aspect on that higher minds, because that's one thing that he kind of didn't include as much, and that's more of your expertise than mine. So if you're free, I might get you to join me. Kent, take us away, brother.
Well, I mean, I had a big thought in my mind. My dog's howling in the back, and he's making me laugh because he sounds hilarious. It's like I can just hear him back there. He's like, oh, I'm just like, yeah. Just when I'm gonna have my moment of fame, right? No,
That's hilarious.
You know, I mean, sometimes we'll walk this path alone. Sometimes we'll walk it as, you know, a group. It's hit me tonight that it's so important that we manifest what we want to see. So let's think about what we want to see. What actually, here's a good question for everybody. Here's a little bit of homework tonight. Like, what do you really want to see in the world? Because you know that this is one aspect of our eternal existence and of infinite possibility. So outside the box or inside the box, maybe it's something very simple you want to see. That's fine. It can be as simple or as grand as you want to see, but we have to think about what we want to see to bring it together. And then as a group, or as, because yes, source is infinite potential, right? And we are part of the infinite potential. So this is what makes us source, but we're not truly all of source, but an aspect of source.
An aspect.
So
absolutely.
Little spark.
Yep. Little sparks of divinity.
Little sparks of divinity everywhere. There we go. We'll leave it with that, eh?
There you go.
Little sparks of great divinity.
Well, thank you both once again. Like I said, and I had a good time. I wanted to keep it light tonight, and I know we have to get in and out a little bit, just for the facts or whatnot. But folks, get out there. Like I said, play some music, paint some pictures, sing, do whatever you want to. Walk barefoot in the grass. But share some of these things on your social media platforms instead of sharing some of this other disgusting stuff. And I've been guilty of it myself.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just saying, let's try to change that. Let's try to change our frequency. That way, everybody else can get on the same page, as Kent said earlier. Yeah. So until tomorrow night, I'll have Brian Parker. Be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all. Have a wonderful night.